All right, good morning, everybody. David E. Taylor, you are a lying piece of shit. And Michelle, you're a lying piece of shit, too. I took notes, everybody. It's a lot, yeah. Um, Michelle, I don't know how you get to your car in the morning. The amount of money you guys spent is just absolutely fucking ridiculous. And the fact that you're just so, how do you say, it's like, you don't want to answer those questions. You don't want to answer any of the questions, especially the ones about the child abuse. What was really awesome is the lawyer made you answer those questions because you know what, Michelle, you were aware of the facts. The fact that you looked over at your lawyer like a little puppy dog and he made you answer the fucking question. Do you know the question? Do you know? Yes. And then you had to answer the question. Ha ha. The amount of money these guys have spent, $118,000 in Seoul, Korea getting donated, $186,000 donated by Joy Okra, $65,000 in meals, you know, $10,000 in tithing, all these fucking cash purchase, these transactions and all this other shit you guys did that you haven't reported on your taxes. This is where it's illegal, is you're taking in all this money and you're not reporting it to the government. This is called money laundering. The anonymous retainer contribution for $7,500, pretty sure that was Debbie Frazier to pay for the lawyers in Harold Lewis's case. Fun fact, you gave $42,000 in donations, but you made $27,000 in a salary. So there's another part of your little money laundering scam that was kind of there too. And Michelle, the fact that you made $70,000 per year from April 2013 to January 2015 just shows like you're fucking complicit in the whole thing too. You don't know anything. Ashley does everything apparently. So guess what? Ashley, you're now fair game. And the whole thing with the Liberia crusade, Michelle, this is funny. You're gonna go to one of the poorest countries in the fucking world and try and beg for money from people? Come on, man. How fucking low can you get? Get real with yourselves, okay? And then you guys have never even really had a crusade in Liberia, but some reason you had to mention that, you know, which I don't fucking get because that's just, that's fucking stupid. The residential center deal being a gentleman's deal, the fuck is that too? There's no such thing as a gentleman's deal in real estate. You don't just shake hands and it's a gentleman's deal, Michelle. Who gave you that, David, with all his fucking bullshit terms? Let's see. Angel Jones and Bashira Hoker are sisters, okay? They do product order. Bashira opens mail. Let's see. The $1,500 to Ruth Steakhouse, you know. Like, where's all this money going, David? Red Lobster, $1,000. And again, guys, the body language, again, I'm just going through my notes here. The body language here with Michelle is a big dead giveaway. I'm going to actually send it over to the body language experts and see if they'll pick apart her deposition like they did with David. Maybe they will. But you can tell Michelle gets real uncomfortable. She sucks her arms in like this and sits real low and hunches her shoulders into herself. And then there was one point in the deposition where she got real low in her chair, you know, and you can just tell, Michelle, you don't like being on camera at all. You really don't. You look very uncomfortable. You look very uneasy sitting there. Like that's why you tried to hide behind your hair so much, is because when you were lying, you were hiding your one eye. You didn't want the camera to see your face because you were being you're being fucking deceptive as fuck, Michelle. And I'm wondering if anybody's gone out and actually called to see if they could get their bank account. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try and give them a call here and see if I can actually get their bank account. Seeing how Michelle says you can call in and get their bank account information, I figure why not? Let's try and get the bank account and see if we can see what they say. Yes, here, this is what I wanted to get into. This shows that the fact that they were using money from the church that was being donated to JMMI, which is now Kingdom of God Global Church, they were using that to pay the legal bills with Harold Lewis, which you can't do. You're not allowed to pay legal bills out of your church. And that's exactly what was happening. All the promise seed stuff, that's just all part of this bullshit. I mean, this place is, there's a river of dirty money rolling through here. Nobody's doing anything about it. Let's see. Oh yeah, and the fact that Debbie paid the legal fees because it was mentioned in her presence, the frustration, you know, I'm sure Debbie's like, oh, don't worry about that, I'll take care of your legal fees, you know, just because, again, so you got LaMarcia, Ashley, Bashira, Michelle, David, Joseph. It sounds like those are going to be kind of your main players right there. David or Michelle never signing checks. That's right. They won't sign checks because they will not have their signature on anything that will tie them to the crimes. They know exactly what's going on. That's why they don't sign anything. The only thing they signed recently, guys, was the mansion deal. Okay, I'll go over that again. That house was paid cash. It was paid 1.4 million cash, okay? What I found out from the inside, I told you, David, I got information from the inside, dude. What I found out was that there was a $50,000 aggravation fee also added to the charge of the house. And what an aggravation fee is basically like, it's a fine. It's exactly what it is, an aggravation fee. Aggravated the seller, okay? They bounced the earnest money checks, okay? That tells me they can't pull a loan, all right? So they bounced 2 checks. They bounced them both. So at that point, they were told they had to bring cashier's checks to the table, all right? And of course, those cleared. But they also wanted the seller to finance the deal like Harold Lewis did, another gentleman's deal, okay? Told you, David, I got fed information from the inside. You guys were missing deadlines. That was another reason you got hit with the aggravation fee, was because you were missing deadlines. And then, again, you wanted the seller to finance the deal, but the seller said, no way. Seller said, no way. It's either you come with the conventional loan, you know, come properly, or don't come at all. You guys ended up paying a 1.45 million cash plus your earnest money to bring the house off the market, which, you know, something that big is quite a bit of money. So you guys, it's apparent that you guys just have that kind of cold hard cash laying around, you know, just to go out and buy a brand new house like that. It's a really nice house. It's 11 acres, and it's compound like too. I've already looked everything up. To actually get onto the property, you have to drive through a gate, and then you have to drive up to the house. So this is where David's running his scam out of. This is where he's soliciting money from mentally ill people, from his donors, and he's going to continue to do this until anything's done about it. The other house, this is what I'm under the impression he's going to do. He's going to forget about the taxes and just let it go to auction, and then file for bankruptcy on the mortgage. He just bought this other house cash, you know. It's another place he can run his scam without being, you know, being caught, being seen by prying eyes. So it wasn't a bad idea for him to buy that house, you know. It really wasn't. But it's all right, David. I'm already watching you. Let's see, the 5209 Trail Oaks Drive, where they apparently work out of, and Michelle lives. No, Michelle, you live at this big fucking mansion with David now. You don't live in some podunk house. You're gonna live in a big ass mansion with David. And your whole counter credit, it's just a deposit, Michelle, okay? There's no such thing as a counter credit. It's called going into the bank and making a deposit. I don't know who taught you that term anyways. I'm guessing you guys just make up these terms to sound smarter than you really are. I mean, you guys are, come on, guys. The 3 debit cards, you know, that everybody has. Out-of-state counter deposits, you know, this is all just, this just shows everybody, this deposition shows how much they're gonna lie for David. What they're willing to do, what risks they're willing to take, you know, everything. They're willing to die for this piece of shit. They will. I wouldn't be surprised if Michelle would die for him. If any of them would die for David. Just an opinion. You know? Like, how do you follow this man when he's running a scam like this? How do you make yourself complicit, Michelle? I mean, you are complicit in this, you know that, right? And when the shit goes down and they come to you with all the search warrants and all the arrest warrants and all the bank subpoenas and all this stuff, they're going to come to you now because your name is now on everything. The last thing David signed had something to do with the incorporation records through the state of Missouri. But I've already filed reports with the state of Missouri and the state of Michigan because that's where you're running your scam out of. So again, everybody, this deposition, you put the 2 and 2 together, this just shows how bad of a scam they are. They're not very good at hiding their lies. Michelle, you're a lying sack of shit, man. Just lay down on the ground with David, and you guys will both be in your natural state, okay? Just pieces of shit. You're running the scam with them, Michelle, and it's disgusting. And you sit back and like you're this high holy horse, fucking can't do anything wrong, golden child of David's. Michelle, you're just a concubine. That's it. You're nothing more than a glorified concubine. And the thing is I'm sure you've had probably sit back and watch David just bang all these other women, you know, and you don't do anything about it. You got to sit there and just watch, and probably just chips away at your self-esteem. There were some body language things in there that I seen. There was one part where I forget what Colleen had asked her, but Michelle, I think it had something to do with the child abuse, and Michelle was like this, you know, just shot her a little fucking shit look, you know. Michelle, you were very uncomfortable there. You didn't want to answer any questions, you know, and I thought it was great. Colleen got to you. The thing is like you were just a little more put together than David. You know, you didn't go in there and start gaslighting Colleen like David did, like the piece of shit that he is. You know, you didn't go in there trying to sell the church like David, like the piece of shit that he is. I mean, you're still a piece of shit because you went in there and fucking lied just like he did. You know, it's just your lies were a little more believable. I wouldn't even call them believable. It's just your lies were more put together than David's, you know. So now we know that Ashley Ware is all complicit, and I'm going to go ahead and start picking apart her life. And I'll figure out about her, and I'll start putting out her personal information, information about her, since she's apparently the bookkeeper for your cult. Okay, so if anybody's watching this that needs to know about Ashley Ware, this is the new bookkeeper. Apparently she has all the answers. So if there's any IRS people out there looking to, you know, investigate these people, Ashley Ware is apparently your bookkeeper, and that's who you want to go to. Because according to David, you need to ask Michelle, okay? And then according to Michelle, you need to ask Ashley, or Bashira, or Angel. Or Michelle's just not fucking sure, but she's the executive officer and administrator who supervises the fucking cult ministry, who oversees everything but doesn't know shit about bank accounts. You're a fucking lying sack of shit, Michelle. Enjoy the fame. Enjoy the fame, you guys. Michelle, your cult. You guys follow us on Facebook too. It's Jam in My Cult Watch. There's people out there that have stories that are ready to come forward from any cult for that matter. Go ahead and share them on our page. Go ahead and check out culteducation.com. That's a really good resource. I found a lot of good information on there about, you know, previous cult leaders who've been put in prison for a long time for shit like this. So if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, leave them below. I thought the deposition was fucking awesome. Michelle's a lying sack of shit, and this just shows how complicit she is, and how far she'll go, and how far she'll bend over backwards to just support this piece of shit, you know. And it's Michelle, you know, the next 30 years is gonna go by, and if you're still with this piece of shit in the next 30 years, that's assuming he doesn't like have some kind of cardiac arrhythmia from eating too much fucking Big Mac and McDonald's and shit like that. You know, your life is gonna go by, and you're gonna look in the mirror, and you're gonna be old, and you're gonna realize, like, where the fuck did my life go? Then you're gonna realize you spent it all worshiping this piece of shit right here, you know. And then I don't know, Tony's, all you guys, what's gonna happen in 20 years, 25 years down the road, you know, when this guy's just an old decrepit piece of shit, and you guys are just left hanging with nothing to your name, and not even your dignity, because you've been following this piece of shit for so long, you know. Think about that, Michelle. Think about that in 30 years. You know, where will you be in 30 years? David probably won't be around anymore. He's fucking degenerate. Think about that, guys. Where's your life going to be in 30 years if you stay in this cult? Just a thought. So, questions, comments, concerns, you guys leave them below. I thought the deposition was fucking awesome. Michelle, you're a lying sack of shit. It was everything I thought it was going to be. And I'm excited for it. I'm gonna keep fucking watching it, and I'm gonna pick apart every little lie that you have, Michelle, and I'm gonna pick apart Ashley's life now too. So, you guys enjoy. Um, let's keep the pressure on him. This is gonna put pressure on him, no doubt. So let's keep filing reports against him on the IRS because the RIS, because we know he's committing fraud. We know he's laundering money. For him not to not report that kind of cash, 1.45 million, David, where the hell did you get that money from? I know you got it from your donors and you scammed it from all these mentally ill people, a good portion of it. 40,000 of it anyways, I know for sure you got from somebody that was mentally ill. So I'm going to keep picking you apart, David, and this isn't going to end until you're in jail. That's my objective here, guys. Always has been, always will be, is to put the pressure on David to get the authorities to arrest him for his crimes, because he is committing crimes. He is a destructive leader. He's laundering money. He's destroying families. The only thing, like the destroying families, I don't think the cops can arrest him for that. Can they arrest him for the fraud? Fuck yeah, they can, because he's not. The government doesn't like to be scammed out of money or frauded out of money. So, David, enjoy the fame. Michelle, enjoy the fame. I thought this was awesome. I can't wait to the comment sections of these just blew up yesterday, Michelle, and I'm pretty sure you started reading them because you were the first thumbs down on it. So I know you're there reading the comments, which is fucking awesome. So I hope those comments get to you, and I hope it just chips away at your self-esteem some more, and hopefully you fucking break, because David will throw you under the bus the first chance he gets again, okay? He will, no doubt. He will throw you under the bus, Michelle, and it's coming again. Just wait. You guys have a good weekend. Questions, comments, concerns, leave them below. Ashley, I'm going to start tearing apart your life now. And Michelle, enjoy the fortune and fame. David isn't going to last forever, Michelle. The scam isn't going to last forever. Then you're going to be fucked. You're going to be broke, fucked, and out of a job. So, any questions, you guys? Leave them below. David, you're a piece of shit. Michelle, you're a lying sack of shit, too.